Okay, so I have a new product. Things are going great. What do we do with the old one? I know. Someone somewhere, and I haven't traced this down, I hope somebody will, came up with this beautiful, beautiful euphemism called the sunset. Sunsets sound great. This is actually a picture of a sunset that I just took about 2 weeks ago in Fiji, and I went, when I was sitting on the beach. Isn't this wonderful? Isn't this beautiful? Let's call killing software sunsetting. That would be really nice. So the industry did, and now whenever anyone kills a piece of software, there's like, we're sunsetting this piece of software. All the users can sit on the beach and they can watch all their data fade away. And then tomorrow there's going to be a new sun where they can put in all their shit again. And they're going to love it. They're going to love it. It's going to be beautiful. Well, do you know the only people who believe the sunset? That's the people who call it the sunset. Any user who've actually ever been through a period of sunset, nobody comes back and said, oh, that was beautiful. They come back and say, fuck! I put in years of work in this thing. I signed up for Basecamp before you guys even launched it. I was on the mailing list. The mailing list, man. When you guys had 4,000 people on your goddamn blog, I was there. And now you're going to sunset me? No. So, thankfully, we never got to the guy that was yelling just before. We realized it in advance that sunsetting would not be a great thing because we had been through some sunsets. We had used some products, and they went poof and away. And it wasn't fun, and it wasn't great, and it didn't make me think, oh, Yahoo is so great and innovative because they rip shit away, and then they put some other stuff out, and then they rip that away, and then they put out some other stuff, and then they rip that away. Like, I don't end up with positive thoughts of any company who sunsets shit. I end up thinking every single time, oh, Google, right? Do you think any of the people who used Google Reader and put in all their fucking subscription into the thing went away thinking, yeah, it was time for that thing to go, man. I was using it every day, but Google's right, man. It's old. It had to go into the sunset. So now I'm just going to use Twitter, and that's going to be much better because then I'll miss everything, and like people will be yelling all the time, and RSS was just old. All right. So, problem with sunsetting is, if you force users to switch to a new version, they're not just going to jump along. They're not just going to jump on your new sun and think everything is great. They're going to go back in the store. You're going to force them back into a buying mode and a buying decision where they need to think about, hey, is Basecamp actually the thing I really want anymore? If we had to move all our crap over anyway, maybe I could just move it somewhere else. If I have to pack it up all in boxes and load it on a truck, I can just send that truck across town instead. That's not a big hassle. The big hassle is to pack up all my shit. Whether it goes to Basecamp again or it goes somewhere else, that's not the big decision. So all of a sudden, people are back in the market. Remember that leaky bucket? The worst thing you want is people back in the market. When people have decided that they've bought your product and not some other product and they put in all their stuff into it, the vast majority of them, they're no longer in the market. They don't give two hoots about what anyone else does. They're that stable water in the bucket that doesn't leak out unless there's something in their life or their business that changes. It's not about you anymore. It's not about your software anymore. But you can really quickly make it about you and about your software if you force them to change, if you force them to move over to something new. And that's a really bad idea. That is exactly what entails the worst strategic mistake ever. Taking your entire customer base and say, hey, Do you want to buy us again? Worst question. Never ask whether you want to buy us again. Never make people think about whether they should buy another piece of software.